Hello everybody, I think we're live now. If you can hear me, please let me know. I just want to make sure that everything is working. I think it's live, but if someone can let me know in the comment section if you can hear me, if you can see me, please let me know so that I know everything is working. So just wait for someone to just say hi, then I'll know that we're good to go. Excellent, thank you, we hear you, thank you. Okay, so all good. So guys, welcome, good evening. You hear me and you see me, thank you. Welcome and good evening to everybody, or good afternoon or good morning, depending on where you are. What I would love as well, guys, I know people are from all over the world. Please let me know where you're watching from, what country or city, maybe what time it is, where you are. I'm in the UK, England, UK, Great Britain, and it is now 3 minutes past 8 p.m. on Sunday. So that's the time over here. Let me know where you guys are. Good evening, Lee. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I hope everyone's doing well this Sunday. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. I'm well. I'm off work today. And just kind of trying to enjoy the day. And I wanted to kind of do a live just to kind of share a little stuff with you guys, maybe a little bit about myself, and also a lot of people always ask me, I get emails and stuff, questions, people doing their projects and stuff, they ask for advice or help or tips or whatever. So I thought I'd leave an opportunity that I can answer things a bit more in depth if I can. It's easier. So if you've got any questions, just let me know as well, and I'll try my best to answer them for you. Want to just say some hellos. Hello to Lee, Lion Champion. Hello as well, Chris. Hello, Chris. Summer Nights from London. Thank you for watching. We've got England again, Chris Black. Lions London as well. So far everyone's from the UK. Mystery Gardener, hi. And sorry if I pronounce this wrong, Shawaiba. Thank you for joining as well. You don't say where you're from. And a couple questions already, so I will definitely try and get to these questions as soon as possible. Hi Glenn, evening as well. And also guys, this is my second, it's all coming up to my second year on YouTube, since I started doing videos, and it's been amazing, it's been fun, I really enjoyed doing it. I know many people say they look forward to seeing the videos, but I look forward to making the videos. It's not easy, I tell you that now. Obviously you see our guys work, we do a long graft, and then literally as soon as I get home, the first thing I do is edit the video. I try to put it out so that, you know, people can get to see it in the evening. So I get home about 6 o'clock and I get straight to editing and try to get it out like by maybe 7 o'clock, so that it's not too late and people can watch the videos and stuff like that. Hi Glenn from South End. Cool Hands, hello from Yorkshire, UK again. We've got someone from the USA, Shaylin, hi Shaylin from USA. Phil from Plymouth. Who else we got? Essex, Strontum Dog, evening, North Essex, and Birmingham as well. Okay, great. So amazing, lots of people from the UK. Wicked. It may make it easier. Some of the things I might say you kind of relate to and understand. But yeah, I was saying that basically, yeah, I try to edit the videos as soon as I can, so that I can get the content up and be consistent. It's been difficult. I won't lie. It's been difficult because very tiring. And some days you get in and you just think, oh, I'm just so tired now. I don't have the energy. But I try to be consistent because I know people like the videos and so on. And yeah, I just like to use the opportunity as well to thank everyone that has supported the page, with your comments, with your likes, with your shares, just supporting us generally with the kind words and so on, and appreciating what we do. Obviously, no one's perfect. I don't claim to know everything. I'm actually self-taught with most of what I do. I've pretty much taught myself. Didn't have anyone to kind of teach me this stuff, and I've learned it along the way. I started doing construction in 2008, so it's been about 12-13 years. Started doing painting and decorating. This was literally after recession. I used to be an audio video engineer, and I just basically was out of work, so I just advertised on like Gumtree. People wanted painting done and stuff like that. Started doing paintings and a bit of tiling. Ended up fitting kitchens, and then basically I've always tried to learn stuff. I watch a lot of YouTube myself as well. I follow all the builders on YouTube as well. I did projects on my own home. I learned to do my own bathroom. Taught myself bricklaying, and I'm just always trying to learn. So I'm always reading. I'm always watching videos, and I'm trying to learn as much skills as I can because I genuinely enjoy what I do. I can't sit down at a desk every day. That's not me. I have to be out grafting and doing the work. So that's what I like to do, and that's why I do it. And when I did the videos, I didn't do the videos to like get customers or anything like that. I didn't even have that in my head. It was literally I had this idea of doing the time lapses of work because I saw some other videos and I thought they were really cool, and it just started like that, and just uploaded it on YouTube, and it's just become a channel. So it's just a little bit about myself and how the channel is. Obviously, we've got two other guys with me at the moment, two Mr. Anonymous. They're good friends of mine, and yeah, just really helped me as well to bring the business to another level, and allow us to get more work done. I was doing it by myself for a long time. It's very difficult doing all the work on your own, but it's also difficult to find good people to work with the same work ethic as you, and have the same attitude as well to you. So I'm blessed that I've got some help now to do the work and so on. So as more people join in, I'm going to be shouting people out. Hi, No Cop, Johnny, hi Johnny, Norman, hi Norman, Abby, welcome Abby. Who we've got here, Robert as well. Robert from Stoke-on-Trent. I'll be in Stoke-on-Trent Potteries. Thank you, Ben as well from Lancashire. Hi Ben. So I'll probably just see if I can go through some of the questions and see if I can answer any. If I don't know, guys, I'm just gonna say I don't really know. Like I'm not claiming to know everything, so I'll try my best. Lee's asking about sauna. He wants to build a sauna. Looking to build a sauna and need some advice about windows. So to sorry, I'm not sure if I've connected or not, or disconnected here, but I'll keep going. So yeah, saunas. I'll be honest. I don't have much knowledge about saunas. I'll be honest. So I'm probably not gonna really be able to know much about that. I don't know if saunas have a particular type of window. I've never built a sauna. I don't really know about saunas, so I can't really help on that one. Unfortunately, I mean, I didn't even really think saunas really had windows, so I really don't even know, to be honest, on that one. So I'm really sorry, Lee, about that. I can't really help you too well. Advice. Any advice on rendering? Is there some products which are easier to use than others? Okay, so rendering, I think, in my experience, if you guys saw the recent project that we did, the garden house, we used a K-Rend product, which is different than your typical sand and cement render. I find that is easier to use, and I think it would be easier for someone to learn. It's more forgiving, definitely. You have more time to work with it. It is more expensive, but it is definitely, I think, easier to use, in the sense that, one, it's lighter, so it's easier to apply. It's more, use the right word here, it grabs a bit more, so it's a bit more sticky. It will stick to more surfaces than sand and cement will do. If you play around with sand and cement too much, it tends to fall off the wall, but this product doesn't. And also, you can scratch it, so even if you don't get it perfectly smooth like you would have to do when you're rendering sand and cement, if you sponge float in it, if you don't get it completely straight, you still get another chance by scratching it to flatten it down. So K-Rend type of products, Weber products like that, they are, in my opinion, easier to use and more forgiving as a render, but they are more expensive, quite more expensive when you work it out how much the materials cost. Okay, the sound's a bit low. Okay, let me know if you guys have any problems with the sound. Another question here. I've been told it's okay to use UPVC windows in a sauna. Okay, so that was the same question about the sauna. So I'm not really sure about that one, Lee. But I always see you about. So if I find out anything about it, I'll give you a comment and let you know as well. Remember, always make time for the missus and the kids. Yes. I have one daughter and I am married. Yes, I do make time when I get home. I get my video out as soon as possible. It's the first thing. I try to knock it out, and then I'm free for the rest of the evening. And I try to have my weekends as well to myself and my family. So definitely very important. It's very easy. Like, I know myself, I can be a workaholic, but I do definitely try to make. I spend a lot of time with my daughter particularly, so I do that as well. What areas do you cover? Is it London? Do you cover the counties? No, I just cover London. London's big enough. It's enough traveling. I do cover all areas of London. I work in West London, South London, East London. I'm based in South London, and I'm working in South London at the moment. Recently I was in Northwest London. I work all over London, but I don't go outside of London. I have in the past, slightly outside, but it's just too much traveling when you work and then you have to drive and travel far. It's very tiring, so I don't work outside of London anymore. More questions. Doing some surface water drainage. It has a 110mm clay, 45 bend. I'm changing it to plastic. Do you need a rollable gully when replacing with plastic? Okay, well, generally drainage, you need to be able to rod it somehow. So most of the gullies these days are roddable anyway. So on the job we just done, we actually replaced a clay gully which we found was to be broken, and we placed it with a PVC gully, and it was roddable. We got that from Selco. They're quite cheap in Selco, actually. I was quite surprised at the prices, something around £30 or something like that, and it is roddable. There's an insert that you pull out from inside, and then you can rod it from there. But I would definitely, if you especially if you have a bend, you said you got a bend, 45 clay bend, or you're changing it to plastic. So I would advise that there is actually there is a standard of the distances from where it has to be roddable, I couldn't tell you that off by heart. I would, if I'm doing anything like that, I tend to look at regs and stuff like that. So you should be able to find the regs on that online, which will tell you like where you would have to have a roddable access from. Doesn't necessarily have to be from a gully, but it has to have some place to rod it from. But if you are replacing the gully, then I would definitely put a roddable one. It doesn't hurt. Norman, hi Norman. Norman's got a question. When plastering, do you use your speed skim on second coat? I don't often, to be honest. I tend to use it on the first coat. So I would apply a bit thicker on my first coat, and then I'll use my speed skim. And I don't always use the speed skim, to be honest. But if I do use it, I tend to use it on the first coat, and I generally get it flat on the first coat. And then my second coat, I go on a bit thinner and a bit softer, a bit wetter on my second coat. I go on a bit thinner, so I don't really need to use the speed skim on the second coat. I just trowel it down, and then I'll use what I've been using lately is the Ox Flexi trowel. So I've been using that for my second coat to kind of flatten that down. So you can use it on the second coat, but I don't see it necessary personally. I find it's flat enough on the first coat. So but then I go on a bit thicker with the first coat to give you a bit more fat to kind of get it level. That's how I do it, you know. Hi Shanks, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. I'm well. Hey Mandy, that's a friend of mine, Mandy from London, juggling football and this. Yeah, this is more interesting than football. Turn the football off. Okay, where are we now? Just catch the next one down. Okay, I've got that one. Hi Eniki, if I'm correct. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Good morning. You're from Australia. Hey, from Australia. If I don't know, for some reason I thought you were from Canada. But welcome from Australia. That sounds like the furthest we've got so far. That's amazing. Cool Hands asking, what aspect do you enjoy the most? Someone asked me that the other day. Gosh, I think I've been taken to plastering a bit more lately. But I honestly don't have something that I prefer over. I'm the kind of person where I don't think I could be a plasterer. I don't think I could be a carpenter. I don't think I could be a bricklayer, because I get bored of things too quickly. And if I was doing the same job every day, I would probably struggle to enjoy what I do. But I enjoy what I do because I do lots of different things. Like every day is different. I'm looking forward to do something else. And I'll be doing roofing today, and I'll be doing plastering today, and then I know tomorrow we're gonna do painting, and we're gonna fit doors the next day. And I like that. I like to be involved in lots of different things and always doing different stuff. So I don't have a particular thing that I enjoy the most, but I have been enjoying the plastering a lot recently. So I would lean maybe towards plastering. Maybe plastering is what I'm enjoying the most, I think, at the moment. But that could change. I could change at any time. But I'll say plastering for now is probably what I enjoy doing the most now. What areas do you cover? Do you have contact details, company details? Yes, I will put my contact details. I'll pin it to the top of the this thread. So if you want my details, you get it. I'll once I've come off the live stream, I'll put my details. I don't put my details that much because I said I didn't really do YouTube for like advertising my business or anything. I was just doing it. I just do it for the fun of just doing my work, and also it's a portfolio of my work. It's a portfolio for customers to see my work, because I think there's no better way of showcasing your work than, you know, people always asking about referrals, and it's like I can give you hundreds of referrals, but you call someone up. One, it's annoying if you have to keep asking customers to give you a referral all the time. I don't like having to do that. And two, you know, a builder can give you any number. It could be their mate's number and say, oh, here's a referral, give them a call, whatever. And the person can just say, oh yeah, they're amazing, did an amazing job. But you still don't know if they're like telling the truth. Like, but at least if you can see, and if a builder is willing to put himself out there, like, and as I said before, I'm not perfect. I probably do some things wrong or whatever, different ways than other people. I'm not perfect, but at least I'm willing to put myself out there, my work, and I'm not ashamed of my work, kind of thing. So I think it's a way of, when customers do ask about stuff, I'll just send them a YouTube video or whatever, or my account, and say, well, here's my reference, basically. You can have a look at what I do and decide whether or not you want to use us from there. So I didn't really do it for advertising. It's more for portfolio, and also for my daughter as well. And my daughter's just turned 2, and I want her to be able to see when she grows up, like, her dad and what he does and stuff. And she knows, like, when I edit the video, I tend to watch it. So I put it on the TV so I watch YouTube on the TV, and as soon as the intro comes on, she turns around and she's like, "Daddy, work." Like, so she knows the intro and everything. So it's for her to, you know, later on to see her dad working and what he did and all that stuff, kind of thing. It's like an album, basically. So that's what I do it for. So another question is, how much longer left before your current job is finished, and what's next? The current job, there's not much on the house to do. We have to paint the roof, the flat roof, put a gutter in, connect the electrics. We have to lay the flooring inside, skirting boards, and I think that's it for the outside. But we're actually gonna be doing the inside of the house as well. So we're doing the kitchen. We've got some building work to do, i.e. we're going to be bricking up some doors. We're going to be putting in some French doors into the kitchen. Where the existing back kitchen window is going to be French doors to lead onto the patio. Then we're going to refit the kitchen. We've got a bathroom, I think, to do. And we've got the redecorating of the whole house to do as well. So we're actually going to be at this house for another couple of weeks. And then we've got an extension to do soon, which will be a cool one to do for you guys. And we might, after this house, we might be doing another similar garden house. The garden house has become popular. Obviously, a lot of people working from home, and they're looking for spaces that they can work and get out of the house a bit and stuff. So we might be doing another one of those very soon as well. So, but you know, we might squeeze in some other small jobs in here and there in the meantime as things are going on. So another question from Summer Nights. Welcome, Summer Nights. I have a 1-bedroom flat in Lewisham that needs rewiring, replumbing and decorating. Could you do the work? We could certainly do some of it. Some of it we won't be able to do, but we have other guy that we work with, electrician as well. So, but replumbing and decorating we can do, no problem. So as I said, I'll put my details in the comment section, and anyone wants to get a quote or something, you can give me a shout on there as well. Another question, Lion. I am looking into building a garden room and can't decide whether brick or timber will be what I need. I would like to build to the boundary. Can you tell me which would be cheaper, block or timber? If you're building it yourself, then I'm not sure if you're building it yourself. If you're building it yourself, obviously labor is not going to be an expense. If you're building it by timber, labor would be cheaper. At least if I was quoting it, it would be cheaper because you build it much quicker. I would lean towards building it in block personally, because I always see issues with timber, as in that you have to do more maintenance with the house, as you got to treat the timber. And a lot of people, to be honest, once they build sheds and stuff like that, they never hardly ever see varnish again, like and then after time, you know, they start getting rotting and stuff like that. So if you can build it in block, I would. Block is surprisingly not that expensive, to be honest. So if you're doing the work yourself and you're saving money on labor, then if you can build it by block, that's what I would do. I think it lasts longer, it's stronger, arguably it can be better insulated. So I would suggest block over timber most of the time, to be honest. Calvin, hi Calvin. Hi Darren, big fan buddy, self-taught myself, amazing, just like you. I'm going to be building a single story extension. How deep would you go on the footings? Funny you asked that, good question actually. I was going to talk about extensions and some experiences. So firstly, I can't tell you how deep to go. If you're going to do an extension, funny enough, this has come up recently with somebody who I did a quote for an extension, and then funny enough, I posted some pictures of the house that we built on Instagram, and this person messaged me and was asking questions like about some of the work that we did, like, or some of the things that we were doing. Like, there was a vapor barrier, and they were asking me, oh, should I use a vapor barrier on my extension ceilings or on extension ceilings? And I was like, well, it depends on various things, how you build the roof, whether it's a cold roof, whether it's a warm roof, and so on. And basically I was like, well, are you building an extension? And they were like, oh yeah. But the thing is, I had quoted this person an extension, and they basically end up going with someone else. And so now they were asking me advice, as in like, is the person doing it correctly? And I was like, well, I don't know. What does the drawing say? What does your engineer say? So it's very important to have, when it comes to at least your foundations, obviously, I would get a structural engineer to give you guidance on that, because you will need to be inspected. It will need to be inspected, and the inspectors are not going to advise you. They're not going to tell you how deep it needs to go. They generally will go by whatever you have from a structural engineer. So if your structural engineer says, in most cases with extensions in the UK, in my experience, most of the times the footings go down 1 meter for single story extensions. Sometimes even lower, but generally between 500 millimeters and 1,000 is very typical. But you will obviously need it to be inspected. Usually what happens here is, once the foundation trenches are dug, the inspector comes out and he measures it and checks that the depth is okay, and if he's happy with it, then he tells you go ahead and pour it. So I think you will go at least 500 millimeters. Likely you'll go 100 millimeters, but I would definitely have an engineer to give you guidance on that, because there's other things that are taken into consideration, such as the type of soil as well. So it's very hard to say, but to be on the safe side, I would say you're gonna go 1 meter down. Personally, that's what I would assume off the bat. So Lion's asking, roughly how much would a garden room like you built cost? So like the one that we built, spec'd labor and materials, in the region of 12 grand, somewhere around that. That's UK pounds, obviously. About 12 for something like that, with labor and materials, finished product. Hi Naz, good evening. I have a question. Can you lay fiberglass on top of existing fiberglass roof? Okay, that's a good question. I've been asked that a couple of times. So again, some people might debate with this, but the answer really is yes. But there's two things you can do. One, with fiberglass, you can reboard over it. So you can lay new decking boards or the OSB screwed down on top of the existing and glass over that, or you can glass over the existing fiberglass, but you need to really sand it back, because obviously it has a gel coat on it, which is what usually it's grey. You need to sand that back and get back to fiberglass so that you got a good thing to bond to. Then obviously you have to clean it very well and acetone and so on, and then you can lay another layer of fiberglass over that fiberglass. So sometimes people are having lots of cracks, it's poorly done, and they can't afford the expense of stripping off the whole roof. And as long as the boards underneath are not compromised, i.e., soaked or whatever, you can go over the fiberglass, but you do have a lot of prep work to do before you do that to make sure that it adheres to it and doesn't delaminate. But the simple answer is yes, you can lay fiberglass on top of fiberglass. You just have to prep it very well before you start. So next question: how did you start in the business that you're in at the moment? Did you have any mentors you looked up to? I didn't really. I kind of I mentioned earlier that 2008 is when I started doing building work. It was due to a recession. I used to do audio video engineering at the time, and basically I was out of work and I was desperately looking for work. I put some adverts on pages like Gumtree for paint, painter or decorator, because I could paint basically, and I started doing painting and decorating jobs. And then someone would say, oh, could you put these cabinets up for me, or could you tile this floor or whatever. And I had done certain things like over the years, my own home, my mum's, stuff like that, and I just started there basically, and I kind of just learnt and picked up stuff, read a lot of websites, watched lots of videos, just taught myself basically. I was self-taught, and that's it. I didn't have like a builder friend that I worked with or anybody who took me under their wing. I didn't have that. I just had to learn it. I was out there on my own basically. When I first started, I had no vehicle. I would get on a bus with a ladder and a tool bag. I'd get on a bus from like northwest London to south London to do some decorating and stuff. It was very difficult in the beginning, and I just worked hard, literally just grafting and work hard. I'm a hard-working person anyway, so I'm not shy of working hard, and I've just done that. 3 vans later, we're here 13 years later. So that's basically how I started, really. Hi Emran, can we see your best smile? I'm always smiling. I'm always smiling. Well, it's the time lapse, you can't tell because everything's moving so fast. But even when you see us at work, we have our laughs, we have our jokes. Obviously the videos don't catch all that stuff, but we have a very good time at work. We always have our music blazing and playing and bantering and stuff. So we have a good time at work, a very good time and good chemistry and so on. UK friction, loving the content, appreciate the work it must take. Cheers from Nottingham, UK. Big up Nottingham. And the next question: my friend's house has a leak under the living room. We have checked the mains water and it's not that. We checked the drains, it's not that either. So you've got a leak under the living room. So is that under the floor? I'm under the assumption it's the water table or a pipe burst from next door. Their house has a concrete floor. It's a terrace house. Can I get your thoughts? Okay. So if I'm understanding this right, your friend has a concrete floor on the ground floor, and it seems there's a leak, maybe a wet spots on the floor, maybe. And it's not. The thing is, if it's concrete, then it is hard to tell if it's mains water. You'd have to turn your mains water off for quite a long time and see whether it dries off, which I'm sure is not going to be possible to do. Some concrete floors, and I've experienced, do have radiator pipes sometimes running through them as well, so that's something to look at. Water table, I mean, if it's a concrete floor, there is a possibility that a damp membrane has been breached. That could be possible if you're having a damp spot. Unfortunately, if that is the case, there's a couple of options. One is the concrete floor has to be dug up. That's the best option if it's that, and you have to lay a new damp proof course and then re-concrete it. There are some damp proof membranes out there, which are liquid membranes that you kind of paint on the concrete. I can't give you a review on any of them because I haven't used them, but I know that they are used for that purpose. But the most important thing is to find out where the leak is from, because if it's a pipe leak, then obviously it needs to be rectified. If there's a damp spot and you've got concrete that's accessible, it might be a good idea to actually break or cut into that concrete and actually see what's going on there. The concrete's quite easy to fill back, so you definitely have to find the source of the water leak first. But as I said, I'll put my details in the box, and you can, ask me properly, give me a bit more detail, and I'll see if I can give you some direction on that as well. So Lions again. Hi Leon, how deep were the foundations of the I think they were 450 for the garden. I would like to have a garden room built, but it's going to be on clay soil. Okay, well, generally speaking, when you dig extensions, you need to get down to undisturbed soil, and usually get to clay anyway, so because it's compacted, so but if in doubt, go as deep as you can, go as deep as you can. The deeper the better, to be honest with that. The deeper the better with it. So as I said, without an engineer, I couldn't tell you exactly how deep to go, but if you're doing a garden room, like 400 or something like that, should be fine. Yes, I will put my details. Hi Shanks, you're spot on about referrals. In the building trade, your reputation is everything. Yeah, 100%. That's very important to me. It always has. As a person, generally, my reputation has always mattered to me. So I always try to do my best. I always try to make sure my customers are happy. At the end of the day, believe me, we always go way over and above whatever we do or whatever it asks to do. We tend to go over and all that stuff. So we that's important for us, and that's what keeps us busy as well. So all our work comes from referrals. We don't advertise. I haven't advertised in probably 10 years, so I don't advertise or anything like that. So everything comes on word of mouth. All our work comes from word of mouth. Now, since we're doing the YouTube now, we get lots, probably 2 to 3 emails a day of people asking for jobs and stuff like that. So it's getting a little bit difficult to manage, because obviously I work a lot as well, and it's getting a little bit manic of getting back to people sometimes in a timely fashion, but it's just because we're so busy. So if you have sent us an email or text or something, please bear with me, or chase me up sometimes if you haven't got a response back in time or something like that. Next question, Mandy. This may be a silly question, but what's the difference between plastering and skimming? Okay. There's not really any difference, to be honest. They're both pretty much the same thing. Plastering is just kind of like a general term which is used to, well, we call plaster obviously what you put on the wall. Some people, generally plastering is used for internal work. We tend to use the term plastering. If you're doing outside walls, we tend to call it rendering. Some people call it plastering as well. It's just a general term of the trade. So somebody who does inside and outside of walls they will be called a plasterer anyway. So that's what plastering is. Skimming is usually more refers to the final top coat that we put on In the UK, we mostly use what's called multi-finish. It's the very last kind of fine coat of plaster that we use, and obviously it's called skim because it's a very thin layer. So we tend to call that specific type of plastering skimming. So when someone says, "Oh, you're going to skim the walls," or "they need to skim the walls," they're generally talking about just a light top layer, very thin, 3 millimeters or so, top layer of plaster. Some people in America, they call it finishing plaster. It's what you kind of put on as your last coat. So that's what skimming is. But plastering is the same thing. If I said, they might say, "Oh, you need to plaster the room," they're probably talking about the same thing, basically. Yes, reputation is everything. I like that you're using YouTube to show your work. Thank you. Cynthia, hi Cynthia. God bless and keep you. Wishing you great and huge success. AZ, Arizona, I'm guessing. I think it might be Arizona. Hi Lion, how much would block cost? Like the room you built. So like the one we built, as I mentioned before, labor and materials would be somewhere in the region of 12,000 to do it. Obviously it depends on who the builder is and how much they're charging and so on, but I think that's quite a reasonable price. That's the finished product, all the materials, the roof, the inside and everything. Okay. Cool hands. If you were wanting to start working on your own, what advice would you offer? I'm not sure your own what. You'd have to just let me know what is specifically you're talking about on that one. I'm not really sure. I've answered this one. If salt contamination happens, how do you go about dealing with it? I'm not sure. Elaborate that one. You might have to send me a message on that one, Mandy. Maybe if you're having an issue, is it salt on the walls? Maybe send me a message and explain that one a bit more detailed, and I'll see what I can help you with that one as well. Lee, what do you think is the best foundation for a garden room and why? Concrete slab or pads? Okay, so pads. I'm not sure. Are you talking about the floating concrete beams? Is that what you're talking about? I'm not sure. Let me know if that's what you mean by pads. If you mean that, I think they're called block and beams. If you're thinking about that, talking about that, I would probably say they are better, a bit more expensive, and obviously insulated a bit differently. But if I had the option, I would go for the block and beams. If that's what you mean there, I would do that instead of the concrete slab. Make sure you put your contact details somewhere. Yes, I will put my contact details at the top of the. I will pin it to the top once I log off for you guys as well. Hi Darren, hi Lorna. What type of tradesman would I need to replace floorboards damaged by water in my kitchen? Well, floorboards generally are done by carpenters. Generally speaking, they tend to do floorboards, whether it's your original floorboards, the subfloor, or whether it's laminate floor or on top of that. Generally speaking, a carpenter would do something like that, or a general builder like myself. A lot of handyman as well, to be honest, would do floorboards and those type of things. So you're looking for either a carpenter or a general builder, or a decent handyman who will be able to lay wooden flooring as well. But if you can find a carpenter, someone who specializes in carpentry, it would probably be the best thing to do if you can find someone to do that. Yeah. Fazil says hard work always pays off. Yes, it does. Yes, definitely. I always encourage people to work hard. Be honest and work hard for whatever you want in life. That's my philosophy. Hi Glenn, your parents must be proud of you with all that hard work you've been done. you have done. Keep it up. Thank you. I hope so. I hope they are. Thank you. I work as a new build plumber. Oh, amazing. Okay, great. So yeah, you give me some advice if at any time you see us doing anything. Give us some advice as well. Under the floorboards, no, he has floorboards. Next door has a concrete floor. Okay, I understand. Okay. All right. I would have to again. I'll put my details in there. I'd have to. There's a lot of questions that I'd need to know, or maybe even pictures on that one. If it's under the floorboards, you have to find out where the water is. I'm assuming you're looking under the floorboards and you can see water on the ground. I'm assuming. I don't know where they are, but it's not uncommon in London to have water under the floor in London, especially certain places. I know in South London, I've been to places where they've got basements and the entire basement is full of water. Like, there's certain places in London that should never have been built on. And they always have the issue of water. I know another friend they literally have a stream flowing underneath their house, really. So it could be the water table as well. But obviously you need to find out whether or not it's a leak, because a leak unattended will cause, damage in the future. So, but I'd have to get a little bit more information on this specific one if I can help on that. That's a good point here. Fazil is a plumber. He says check your water meter. If it's spinning, there's a leak. So that's a good idea. Yeah. So essentially, when you open your taps and water is flowing, it will cause the meter to start turning. Okay. So basically what he's saying is if all your taps are off in your house and there's no water flowing, and if your meter is still moving, it means water's escaping somewhere. So that's something they can check as well. If they've the water meters oftentimes are outside the front of the property in the ground somewhere. They'll usually have a little lid. They'll say water often. They tend to be directly outside your house, like outside your drive or so on. So if you can check that, make sure all the taps are closed, check the water, keep an eye on it, see if the meter is moving, the dial on the meter is spinning. If it is spinning with all the taps off, then yes, there is a water leak somewhere. So that's good advice there for you. So that'll be somewhere to check as well. Hi Mudhut1, I'm watching without question. Thank you. Always see your comments. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for showing the love all the time. What's your thoughts on fiberglass versus rubber roof? I get this question every week and my answer has been always so far, and hopefully it will change soon. I have never done a rubber roof yet, so I can't tell you based on my experience. I've done a lot of fiberglass roofs now, but I haven't done a rubber one. I'm actually contemplating maybe the next build like this that we do, we will maybe suggest rubber. I have done a lot of research on it. I haven't installed one. I'm pretty confident I can install one after checking out the manufacturer's guidances and so on. I think it definitely has its benefits. When it comes to us installing it, there's lots of benefits. It definitely can be done quicker. Definitely doesn't have as much of the challenges with the weather when you're actually applying it. Fiberglass is very unforgiving when it comes to weather. You have to have the right temperature. You can't have literally any drizzle at all. I couldn't tell you which is better in my opinion yet, as I said, as I haven't used the rubber yet. But it's looking very interesting for me, and I think I will hope to do a rubber roof soon, and definitely I will be able to have a better idea on what I think of which one I feel is better, or what benefits, pros and cons they have over each other. So look out for that one in the future. Hopefully I'll be doing a rubber roof, and I'll let you guys know what I think about it. Hi Dale, love the channel. How did you learn all the trades? So yeah, as I said earlier, I'm self-taught. I learned everything by reading, Google, YouTube, just watching, like, I binge watch YouTube videos. I just pretty much watch, if it's to do with building, if it's to do with restoring cars, if it's to restoring furniture, anything like that, I watch it all the time. So I'm always trying to learn different countries, different techniques. I'm just teaching myself basically. So all I can say is that's how I learn basically. I'm self-taught. I've always been that person that can pick up something and just understand it and learn it myself, and that's how I've basically learned stuff. Hi Rodney. I got enough respect for you guys. Anytime I watch you guys, I feel like I am working with you. Nice one, mate. Please keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that, guys. Hello, brother. I got big question. How do you started this job? Have you done all plastering, bricklaying, electrician, plumbing course before? I seriously like job like yours. Please help. Okay, so that's the question I just answered. So no, I haven't. What I did do when I left college, when I left high school, I was 16. I did an apprenticeship. I got an apprenticeship, and I was training to be an electrical engineer. I did do some on work site experience, where I had to work with some electricians on sites and stuff. But I didn't really enjoy the job, and I left. I did my national diploma. I was on my higher national diploma, and I left halfway through it because I didn't really enjoy it, to be honest. And I almost begged to be on site, to be put on site. So a lot of the time you either work in the office or you work in the on-site offices with the engineers in the porter cabins and stuff like that. And I kind of didn't really enjoy it, to be honest. I didn't enjoy it. I'm a hands-on person. I like to be out there doing stuff, or otherwise I'll get very bored. So that's the only like official training in that sense I've had for qualifications. Other than that, I just taught everything else. I taught myself the rest basically. Can you fiberglass over felt roof? No, I don't believe you can. What you can do, as I said earlier, is that you can overboard the felt roof with boards first. You can screw down new boards, make sure you screw them through into the joist, obviously, and then once you've screwed the boards down, you can fiberglass. You pretty much have to go over OSB when it comes to fiberglass. Like, don't go over plywood, because it doesn't stick. You need to use OSB. Just pretty much it. You can actually fiberglass over concrete actually. If you use the correct fiberglass primers, you can fiberglass over concrete, but not felt. The felt also moves too much. So I'm pretty much sure that you can't go over felt. But lay some board first on top, and then, but obviously ideally you just strip the old felt off and put new boards on anyway. That would be the best thing to do, you know. Okay, so Lee, so sorry, I meant easy pads, basically concrete pads spaced out with steel rods sticking up to attach it. Okay, I know what you're talking about now. I know what you're talking about. Okay, so yeah, there's a you probably have seen there's a building company or a guy on YouTube who actually builds a lot of these summer houses, and I know he uses that technique a lot. So I think you were asking whether that was better or the concrete slab was better. I think that the easy pads are definitely a lot quicker. Definitely a lot quicker. The only thing is I would, if you're doing a timber frame floor, then you're not going to build it in brick on top of that. So if you're building a timber garden house or whatever, then I don't see any problem with that. But if you're gonna build a concrete one, then obviously you need to build you need a concrete slab. But I mean, I've watched this guy's stuff and it's excellent. I don't see anything wrong with it, especially if it's raised above the ground, so you're not having the damp issue from the ground. It's not touching the ground. It's easily insulated. You can easily insulate it from underneath. So I don't. Yeah, I think if you're building a timber house, then the easy pads looks like a smart idea, I think, and I think it'd be quicker. It'd be quicker to get it up, less work involved. So, I mean, if I was building one, I probably would traditionally use a concrete base. It's just what I know and what I would probably do. But I definitely see the benefit of this style that you're talking about here. So I think it's a preference thing. I think really, but I think the pads will probably be less time physically demanding as well. I think it'd be a lot easier to do. So big respect for this live broadcast, which makes it more intimate between your audience and yourself. Keep up the great work. It's inspiring for many of us in different ways with our own goals. Great. I'm glad if I can help anyone, inspire anybody. And if you guys want to do, YouTube stuff as well like this, or you got any type of goals, just go for it. Just hard work. Everything is hard work. Be consistent, I would say, definitely. And it gets a bit easier once you get into the routine of it. It was very hard, especially in the beginning, doing the YouTube videos, of having to always edit them and do them. But now I've kind of have a system, and I kind of know what I'm doing. It's become a lot easier to do the videos than it used to be when I first started. It was very difficult, so it definitely gets easier as you get along. Fiberglass is good. I am not sure about the rubber as to fire. Okay, that's interesting. So that's something to consider as well. But I'm definitely going to look more into the rubber ones and learn a bit more about them as well, because I think they may have their place for certain types of jobs. I don't approach all jobs the same. I tend to recommend what I feel would work or best for a particular job. So it's good to have options and to know different techniques and different materials, and then you choose them accordingly to what you think is the best for the customer. Maybe sometimes their budget will allow one type and another budget might allow another type. So I try to, give people options of what they can do. So question again, I mean, what advice would you give to someone who wanted to work for themselves with the experience you've gained? Okay, who wants to work for themselves. Well, I would invest in yourself, whichever way that is, whether you go on courses or whatever it is you wanted to do. Invest in developing skills in yourself, and just try to learn as much as you can. Just keep learning. I mean, now at the time with obviously the whole lockdown situation, some of us have a bit more time on our hands, and it's a good time to invest as much in yourself, develop new skills, practice if you can before you go out there. If you can, as I said, go on any courses which are difficult right now, do that. Invest in yourself is what I would say, and be prepared to work hard. You have to work harder than everybody else. Like, obviously I have guys working with me, but oftentimes I have to do work before everybody else, and I have to do work when everybody's gone home. Sometimes 8 o'clock I'm still visiting clients and pricing jobs, and then when I get home I have to type them up and I have to email them out, and then the weekends I've got to work sometimes. I worked yesterday on the weekend, and today I went to see a client to price up jobs. So you have to be ready to work more than everybody else, like, and work a lot. Basically, that's There's no other way around it, you know. But if you enjoy what you're doing, then there's, you know, rewards for it as well. So that's what I would say to that. Who edits your videos? Do you do it yourself after work? Yes, I do edit my videos. I do them myself, and to be honest, I do them quite. I mean, my edits are not fancy. They're quite, you know, basic and simple. I try to keep it simple. I used to edit them on my computer, which was very time consuming, and now I edit all my videos on my iPhone. I film on my iPhone 11 and I edit them with iMovie. I use iMovie and I do all my edits on my phone. I've figured out how to do it satisfactory, and I just edit them on my phone, because that way I can get the video, I can film the videos and get them out with a decent time. Within an hour I can have the video online after I get home. Whereas if I do it on the computer, I have to download it, I've got to do all the editing, I have to export it, and it just takes so long and very time consuming. So I do them myself, and I do them on my phone, and I even upload them from my phone through the apps, so that way I can get them up to YouTube, you know, without it taking days and so on, which is what I prefer to do. I like it, bro. Many thanks. Also, always waiting your next videos. Kisor, hi, thank you, really appreciate that. Love the channel, brother. You guys do good work. Thank you, really appreciate that as well. Shanks, thank you for your videos. I love them. Please get yourself some steel toe cap boots and knee pads. Trust me, from an old Royal engineer, your body will thank you long term. Yeah, definitely. I agree. My boots actually are steel toe cap. They look like they're not boots. They're low cut shoes, but they are steel toe. The boots I've never found a boot that I feel comfortable working in. So I recently got these low cut shoes and they're so comfortable. So that's what I use. They might not look like they're steel toe, but yeah, the knee pads. Yeah, I've got knee pads actually, but they're always really annoying. So that's why I don't use them. But I really should be using them, especially if I'm gonna think about my knees as I get older. So thank you for that reminder. I will definitely try to take care of my knees more, at least anyway. Hi Chucky. Just watched your K-Ren vid, mate. Nice work. What size beads was you using on that? I can't remember. What I know is there's two sizes. I got them from Selco. There were two sizes and I used the larger size. I think they are 15 mil. I think they do a 15 and a 10 if I'm correct. Whatever the larger one is the one I used. So we essentially did 3 coats on there. So we did the base coat. So I allowed, and the beadings have a slight little line on the inside, and you can kind of use the line, like there's like a scribed line in the inside, and you can use that line to know how thickness your coats are. So we did the base coat first and embedded the mesh, and then had another layer over that, and then we did the top coat on top, which brought it up to the full level. So I think it was something like probably 8 mil with the base coat and maybe 5 to 7 mil or something like that with the top. So I think from my memory it's about 15 mil was the thickness of the beading that we used. But if you check out Selco website, check out what the thicker one is, and that will be the one that we used. Your YouTube videos are perfect timing when you update them. Yeah, so I found that the time that I upload them is kind of a good time, because I get home and I'm relaxed and I'm chilling out, and I think that's a good time that people are, winding down and they're able to sit down and watch a video and stuff. So that's why I try my best to get them out, around that. Sometimes I finish work a bit later than other times, so it takes longer to get home and get the videos done. Sometimes we get problems with YouTube where it's very slow and it takes forever to upload. sometimes you get errors, and that's why sometimes the video might get out a bit later, technical issues and stuff like that. But I do try to have the videos up UK time between 7 and 9. I try as early as I can, but I try to be out latest by 9 o'clock. You know, RME Online, great videos, thank you. Smash up the likes, people. Support the channel. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but yeah, hit the like button. Obviously, I don't know if you know much about the YouTube algorithms, but the way YouTube works is it likes people to interact with videos, and if people are not interacting with the videos, then it's well, if you guys give me a second, my battery's about to finish. Sorry about that. I forgot to plug my laptop in. But YouTube likes to recommend or promote your videos or share it with other people, or even your subscribers. People think that a lot of the subscribers watch your stuff, but actually at the moment we get about 10% or 15%, 10 to 15%, and that's recently gone up since we did this house building series. We were only getting about 5% of our actual subscribers watching our stuff. So it depends on, YouTube doesn't often share your videos with your subscribers, but if you are getting people like the videos, if people comment on the videos, if people watch the videos for a decent length of time, like at least like 5 minutes or something like that, then YouTube will more likely share it to the rest of your subscribers. Otherwise, nobody gets to see your videos, because YouTube basically says no one's interested in your videos, so we're going to share someone else's videos instead. So that is definitely a way to support the channel. I've got quite a few friends out on YouTube, and I know I've got like friends who do like hair and stuff, beauty and stuff like that, and I don't obviously watch their videos really, although sometimes I just put the video on and I just let it play. Like, I'm not really interested in doing my hair or something like that, but I always like their videos all the time, just to support them, so that, you know, it will encourage their videos to be seen by other people. So we always appreciate the likes. The comments is also very much appreciated. Obviously, we have an Instagram channel, which I'm trying to update a bit more often. We've got an Instagram channel. I put it on the screen, BRR YouTube. So if you're on Instagram, you can check our Instagram channel out as well, where I'm going to try and use it a bit more as well. Obviously, you've got a Patreon account as well, which is for anyone who wants to support the channel financially. You can do that as well, and I'm going to have specific extra stuff for those who want to support us in that way. So by all means, whatever you want to do, appreciate everything that everybody does and all the love that we're getting. So moving on, just a couple of more. Got to shoot off to work now, but thanks for Q&A. Great work all around. Pasper 2. Thank you, Pasper, and have a great evening, and thanks for joining on. Chucky, thank you, mate. Lion, rendering over Pebble Dash with Karen for smooth finish. Will it work? You're supposed to be able to use it. With Pebble Dash is a tricky one. The thicker the Pebble Dash, the more difficult that's going to be. Some Pebble Dashes are quite light, some are quite thick. But what's most important with Pebble Dash is that it's in adhering. So Pebble Dash can be a thing where it can be loose, and obviously any substrate that's loose is going to be a problem. So what I would do is I would really scratch the walls to take off any loose Pebble Dashing that's on there, if you're not going to remove it altogether, because it might not be an option for you. you know, rake off as much, you know, if anything that's loose. But also you will use a the base coat. Use the base coat. The base coat, the K-Ren base coat, the HB12, like what we used, is very very good as a undercoat for lots of different backgrounds. Obviously, check the K-Ren's website for the one that would be the best suitable. But it will pretty much stick to anything and give you a decent layer to plaster over. But you will obviously have to build it up to cover the pebble dash if it's, you know, depending on how thick the pebble dash is. I mean, ideally you would remove the pebble dash, but I know for some jobs that may not be possible for the budget or whatever, but I can't really see why it can't be done. Let's all hit the like button. Yay, summer nights, thank you, really appreciate it. Paula Fearon, hi Paula. Hi Darren, I really appreciate all the effort you put into your work and videos. Keep up the good work. This Q&A session has been very interesting. Thank you. thank you, much appreciated. If it helps, I don't always watch your videos straight away. I save them to binge watch with wine. I do the same thing as well. Like when I see certain YouTubers I love, I hit save to watch later so that I don't forget to see it or I miss it or something. And then I do the same thing. I watch when I get the chance to sit down. I'll watch them, stuff like that. Rodney, hi Rodney. Where do you do most of your work? In South London? Thinking now, probably I would say maybe 70% of our work is in South London right now, I would say. But literally we're everywhere, all over East London, West London, Northwest London. But I think probably at the moment majority is in South London, which is good for me because I live in South London. So but yeah, probably I would say 70% maybe of our work is in South London. Hello there, Strontum Dog. Moving house soon and we'll start on a single skin garage build. Loving your channel, mate. You are so down to earth. Keep them vids coming. Okay, amazing. Thank you. Obviously, hopefully some of the stuff we do will be helpful to maybe guide you with what you're doing. Obviously, always welcome to ask questions about anything on any of the videos if it's going to help you with something you're building. Also, I'm gonna try to do some shorter videos on maybe little small how-tos of little kind of DIY things that that may be helpful. So I'm gonna try my best to do some of those videos. It sometimes is difficult. If I was working on my own, it'd be a lot easier, but obviously I'm working as a team, so I can't always go off on my own thing and start doing tutorials and stuff when other people are trying to work, and noise and all that thing. So maybe sometimes when I'm doing little small weekend jobs, if I'm out on my own, I'm gonna try and see if I can do some smaller tutorial videos. But it is a bit difficult when we're working together to do that because everyone's trying to get their work done and so on. So I think I'm at the end of the questions. I think we're at the end. Wow, to be honest, I really did not expect this much people to engage with the comments. So I'm really surprised. I'm honored that everybody's actually come out and supported the live and shared the love and communicated and just had a conversation. So thank you, really appreciate it. Probably gonna wrap it up unless there are any other questions anyone's got. I'll probably wrap it up for the evening. It's now 9:15 UK time. Oh, we got one here. Shanks, hi Shanks. With a 2-year-old daughter, it won't be long before she edits and uploads your videos better than you can ever dream to do. Night night, best wishes to your family. Thank you. And you're probably not wrong as well, because she knows how to use like everything, the phone, like all the apps. She's like, I don't understand how she knows how to do this stuff so well all the time. Yeah, so I think she's gonna be very, very good with technology. She's picks up things very, very quickly, amazingly. And she likes videos. She literally goes through my wife's video and photo archive on her phone, just watching every video on her phone. And most of the videos are videos of her. So I don't know if she's vain, but she sits there and watches videos of her, even from a baby, and just laughs at them. So she likes watching herself for some reason and calling herself a baby. Yeah, she seems to like videos. So hopefully she will help me edit mine as well. Introduce the guys who work for you in your next video, please. Okay, I mean, they I don't think they really like reading the videos. I'm not sure that they will. I'm not sure that they will. Oops, sorry, I think disconnected there. I'm not sure if they will want to do it. I'll ask, but if oh, hi guys, sorry. It just crashed on me there. Sorry. Sorry, I don't know what happened. It's crashed. Right, I'm back on. Sorry about that, guys. I thought we were crashed there for a second. Yes, as I was saying, if you can hear me, I'm not sure if you can. If you can hear me, yeah, I'll ask them. If they want to say hi, they will. If not, I won't pressure them too much. Sorry, you're still alive. Yes, sorry, I don't know what happened there, guys. It looks like I had cut out for a second, but we come back on. Good night, don't work too hard. Thanks, Sid. Thought you did good tonight, mate. Thank you, appreciate it. As I said, guys, really appreciate the love, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it, enjoyed talking. I do like to talk sometimes. And I'm looking forward to more videos. So we're back tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be back on the we're back on the garden job, and yeah, we'll be there for a little while. So we'll try and keep some bring some good videos for you guys, and all summer should be good. We should have some interesting projects this summer, and we try and share them with you guys. So once again, thank you for all the love and support over the channel. We are I think we're over 4,000 subscribers now. Didn't imagine we'd have 4,000 subscribers already. But yeah, we definitely appreciate everybody's support, and we love to see the comments. especially from the regular people that we're getting to know now. And so yes, we'll see you guys soon. So everybody, take care, have a great evening, and be blessed. So take care, bye.